Hello, ladies, and welcome to your postpartum gentle yoga and Pilates flow. We're going to be going through some low impact exercises today, so get your mat out and get ready to stretch and strengthen. Always remember to consult with your doctor before doing any type of exercise. Start seated in a comfortable position. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. In through your nose and out through your nose. Bring your right arm up for a side stretch, really breathing into the side of your body. And come down and stretch to the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring your arm back over and use your arm like an axe to chop wood. Really feeling that rotation in your side body and torso. Chop down for 5 times, continuing to breathe and feeling the stretch. Switch sides, up and over. Bring your arm down, chop it, and bring it back up. This side rotation should feel amazing, especially if you're postpartum and holding your baby. Our backs can feel really tight, so this will definitely open it up. Come onto your hands and knees, and we'll do a few cats and cows. Breathe in, look up, let your belly hang, and exhale, push your upper back to the sky. Continue here, breathing in and breathing out, making sure you feel all the little kinks get worked out in your body. From here, feel free to move as you wish. You can make hip circles. You can move your hips back and forth. You can sway side to side. Just let yourself loose. Let your body tell you where you need to move. Continue breathing. Continue moving. Let yourself go. Stretch your right leg back, stretching that hamstring and calf. Switch to the left side, stretching that foot, the calf, the hamstring, and then move your leg across your other leg and look to the side, doing a nice side stretch here. And finally reach back to child's pose. Try to move your bum far back to your heels. You can spread your knees as far as you want. And let yourself melt into the floor. Keep breathing. And from here, slowly move yourself into a puppy pose. So your knees and your hips are aligned in a straight line, and you're going to push your chest into the floor. Feel that nice opening in your upper back. And then to really get digging deep in there, bring your right arm next to you, turn your head to the side, and just push up slightly. That should feel incredible. Switch sides, do it on the other side. Put your hand next to you at your chest level and just slightly push up. Come back to hands and knees. And slowly lower all the way down to your belly. From here, we're going to work on your upper back a bit. We're going to do a W pose with your arms to a Y. So W, you can see, to a Y. Squeeze your shoulder blades back in the W and move your arms forward for the Y. You can keep your feet on the floor if you wish, or you can lift them a bit. We want to strengthen and stretch your lower back. Continue here, do 10. And then take a rest, moving your hips back and forth, bringing your head to the floor. And then get ready to do it one more time. Arms up in the W to Y. W to Y for 10. Keep breathing. Continue here. Feel your posture coming back into alignment. Take a rest down. Bring your head to the other side. Move your hips back and forth. Slowly make yourself back up to hands and knees, child's pose if you need, and lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Stretching those legs, you can pedal your feet to get a stronger stretch in your hamstrings and your calves. Bring your left leg up. You can open up your hip if you want to, circle your hip around, and then bring it forward into a low lunge. Your right knee can be on the ground, left foot in front of you, and choose the position you want to be in. You can either stay lowered, come up to your hands on your knee, or you can lower down to your elbows. Whatever feels good for your hip flexor is where you want to be. Come back up and reach your left arm up to the sky, doing a slight twist in your lunge. Coming back down to a half split to really stretch that hamstring on the left leg. Lean forward as far as you can go. Remember, whatever feels good to you is what you should do. Listen to your body. Coming back to downward dog, bring your right leg up to the sky. Open up that hip, circle it around. And bring that right foot through to a low lunge. You can stay here. You can put your hands on your knee, or you can come down to your elbows. Come back up, bring your right arm up to the sky for a twist. And come back to hands and knees and slowly make yourself down to the floor. Depending on where you are in your postpartum journey, you can either slowly roll yourself down to the floor using core control, or just come to your side and lay down. When you're laying down, make sure you have a little bit of space underneath your lower back. You do not want your back flat on the floor. And from here, we're just going to make circles like a clock on your lower back. So feel yourself moving clockwise and then counterclockwise. Try to work out any kinks that you may feel in your lower back. We're trying to find if you have any kind of misalignment in your pelvis and see where you might feel a little bit stuck. From here, we're going to work on some of our pelvic floor exercises we've done in the other phases. So imagine you're squeezing your perineum and pulling up. So remember, squeeze and pull up inward and feel like you have an elevator moving all the way up your abs. Squeeze, pull in and up, pretending you have an elevator coming up your abs. Continue doing this 5 times. And any time during the day you can practice these. It will be so beneficial for your pelvic floor and your core. From here, we'll move into the leg series. You can either slide your foot out in front of you to make a straight leg. You can lift your foot and make your leg straight, or you can lift your leg all the way up and come down. So straight leg up and down. There are 3 options for you based on where you are in your journey. You can find them also in my phase 1 and phase 2 videos. Do whatever feels best for you and your core. Whichever side you decided to do 10 on that particular leg, keeping that little space between the floor and your lower back and your core squeezed in. Continue on the other side. Again, you can do the leg slide with your foot on the ground. You can do it with your foot just slightly off the ground, or you can bring your leg all the way up and all the way down, just hovering above the floor. Continue for 10. From here, bring both knees up and both toes down to the floor. Keep your legs in a right angle when you're doing this for toe taps. Continue here for 10 times, engaging your core, keeping that space between your lower back and the floor. If you are more advanced, you can bring your legs straight, pushing out and in, out and in. Again, do whatever feels right for your core. From here, you can scissor your legs. One leg comes down, the other stays up, keeping them as straight as possible. Working on that core connection. Again, if this does not feel right for you, keep your knees bent or continue with the leg slides. Bring your feet down to the floor and continue with those clockwise and counterclockwise lower back hip rotations. Pressing your lower back into the ground in circles to work out any kinks you may feel there. From here, cross one leg over another, hold onto your feet and pull your legs into your chest. We're looking for that juicy piriformis stretch the muscle that goes right through the middle of your butt cheek. We want to get that area stretched as much as possible. Switch sides, hold on to your feet, bring your legs into your chest, and pull as much as you can until you feel that stretch. Bring both feet down to the floor again and come back up to a seated position. If you have a ball, hold on to a ball. If you don't have a ball, it's okay. You can use weights, you can use nothing, you can just hold your hands together, and we're going to do the Russian twist. So keep your back as flat as possible. You're leaning back just slightly on your tailbone and twist your torso side to side. You don't want to move your hips or your legs, just your torso is moving side to side. Here we're working on the transverse abdominis. Really, really important, postpartum or not. Well, everybody's postpartum once they've had a baby. So these muscles are so important to stabilize you. Keep working them as much as possible, and we'll be working on them in future videos as well. From here, you can hold your ball or your weight out in front of you. Hold your abs. We're doing a variation of a boat pose. You can lift up and come back. Do whatever feels right to you. If you're shaking, that's okay. You can stop and then jump right back in. Put the ball to the side if you're using one, and come back over to your hands and knees. And we'll start our leg series. So, straight leg back, left leg lifts up and down. Point your toes for 10. And really feel your glute, your butt muscle working. A lot of times we end up pushing our pelvises forward because we're carrying our children, we're out of alignment for many different reasons, and we really want to make sure that our glutes are strong and supporting us. So switch legs if you haven't already. You're doing 10 on each leg. Now, bend your knee. We do what we call a donkey kick, but you bend your knee and you kick up. Your foot is flexed. Here, I'm bringing my knee all the way down and then come up for 10 on each side. If you have that ball with you, you can squeeze it in the back of your knee and use that for a little bit extra resistance as you kick up. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can continue doing it without the ball. Move the ball to the side. And let's work on some of that hip rotation. So bend your knee and then just keep rotating your hip in big circles. It's really important to move and have this mobility in our exercise routine and in our everyday life. If this is all you can do, put your baby on the floor in front of you, move your hips around. It'll feel much better than not doing anything at all. 10 on each side. Opening up that hip. And from here, press your bum back to a child's pose. We're going to do our side series now, just with some clam. exercises. So come onto your elbow. You want to stay strong in your shoulder. You don't want to slunch down. Keep your feet together. Open up your knees, opening like a clam. Keep your side in alignment. We don't want to be moving all over the place. We want to stay as straight as possible, only moving that upper leg. You're doing 10, and then if you feel ambitious, lift those feet and the knee off the floor and do the clam up in the air. Continue for 10 to 12 repetitions until you feel it burning. Our outer hips are often overlooked for stretching and strengthening. Tap that bum and move to the other side. So bend your knees. You're in this 90-degree angle. Opening up the knee, keeping your feet together. Ten to 12 repetitions, and then lift that knee and lift those feet off the floor, keeping your feet together, but they are lifted off the floor. Do your clam in the air for 10 to 12 repetitions. Tap that bum, and let's move on to stretching our hips. So I'm going to do a pigeon pose here. You can either do the pigeon or you can lie on your back for a figure 4 where you cross your ankle to your knee. For a pigeon, if you decide to do it, you can either do the sleeping pigeon or you can lift up, you can stay up, and if you want to get an extra hip flexor stretch, you can bend your knee and grab onto your foot. This way, you get double duty. Bring your legs back, pedal your feet, and then bring your other leg up to the front. You can stay up in your pigeon pose. You can do the sleeping pigeon, coming all the way down. Or you can do the king pigeon, which is lifting all the way up, bending your knee, grabbing your foot. And this way you get a hip and a hip flexor stretch on the 2 legs at the same time. This is one of my favorites. I personally have had very tight hip flexors since giving birth to my 2nd daughter. So this exercise is something I do every day, and I hold it for a very long time because I need that relief. Next, let's just do 5 tricep push-ups. Stay on your knees. Bring your arms down, bend your elbows. Try not to come all the way down to the floor for 5, and then reach back for a quick child's pose. From here, come all the way down to your belly. Let's open up the front part of your arm. My right arm is straight, and I turn my body so that I feel that stretch. You can move your leg across your other leg like I did, or not. Do whatever feels right to you. Switch sides. Left arm out. Push yourself open. This exercise can also be done on the wall, which is really amazing to do. It feels fantastic. We definitely need to open up our arms and our shoulders more. From here, let's just do a Sphinx pose to open up your belly and your lower back. Elbows on the floor. Just come up as high as you can. And slowly make your way to the floor, lying down. We're just going to do a nice hamstring stretch. Bend your right knee, take your left leg straight and up. You can hold on to your calf. Pull it as close to you as possible to feel that stretch that you need. Switch legs. And hold on to both legs. If you feel like rolling or rocking back and forth, bringing your legs behind you, do what your body is telling you to do. Move into a happy baby pose, opening up those inner thighs and those hips. Feel free to stretch your legs straight in this position as well. Again, feel into your body. Let your body tell you what it needs. Movement is healing. Bring those feet down to the floor. Come back up. And we're going to go into Malasana, a yogi squat. Really opening up those inner thighs. This should feel amazing. I always need to do this stretch every single day, multiple times a day. You can do each leg at once instead of both legs at the same time. So here I have one knee down and I'm pushing my knee open. So this way I really get that stretch in my inner thigh. It lets you target a bit more. So really push through, opening up your leg, your inner thigh. From here, lower yourself down to the floor. Stretch your back. And bring one leg over for a nice spinal stretch. You can bend your knee, bringing it over to the side. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Breathe. From here, come back to center, switch sides. Feeling that stretch in your spine. And now you bring both legs down to the floor, down to the mat. Let them fall open, let your arms fall open. Shavasana, our favorite part of yoga. And the most important part, let your body reap the benefits of everything you've just done. Let yourself melt into the ground. Thank yourself for doing this for you today. And promise yourself that you'll do as much as you can, that you'll do your best every single day. Thank you for doing this video today. Stay tuned for many more videos for postpartum women, including Pilates, yoga, bar, a combination of them all. And we're going to be doing these low impact exercises to strengthen and stretch your muscles. Please subscribe to Diana Antholis on YouTube, find me on Instagram, and head to the website for books and more.